The topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Get ready to be amazed. Get ready to know things that nobody could know. Get ready for Transformational Tuesday with America's original radio psychic, Dr. Linda Salvin, featuring television star, naturopath, and educator Sharon Winters, creator of Healthy Living the Winter's Way, in conversation with expert guests and alternative healing methods with products, solutions, and supplements for nutrition, physical activity, and the latest thinking on lowering the risks of disease and improving your health and well-being. For nearly 30 years as a syndicated talk show host and metaphysical clinician, Dr. Linda has helped thousands of people worldwide solve problems on the air and in person with her insights and solutions. So pull up a chair, turn it up, and get ready for a visit with the one and only Dr. Linda. And now, live from Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Linda Salvin.
Hi, welcome back. It's another Transformational Tuesday show with my co-host Sharon Winters, who I'll bring on momentarily. I want to introduce what this topic's about today. It's pretty interesting, folks, especially in our generation as we go more and more into organic foods. We want fewer pesticides in our body. If you've been watching the show for the last couple of months, Sharon Winters, let's bring her on, please. My co-host of this show. Hi, Sharon. Sharon's a naturopathic doctor and author of The Pure Cure.
I'm just a naturopath. Can't say doctor. I used to be able to, but they changed the laws.
The law. But the truth is she studied a lot and she knows a lot. Okay. It's not an easy feat, but you did it anyway. In the old days when things had a different reality, right? Pre and post.
That's it, but you know,
realities change. But before we even,
what does that mean? Just because you have a degree doesn't, yeah, right.
No, well, it gives you more education and a few bigger words than the average person who's not.
Just bring many hats on. I should just.
Yeah, but we still, I mean, I
don't know which way to turn sometimes.
This is true, but I want to turn to the movie theaters before we turn to organic sprays.
Yeah, so this is pretty.
Sharon's going to be on in a new movie this Friday night. If you're here in Los Angeles and you're listening at the Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard, what are you doing?
Okay, so we all know I was an actress and I left the business for 40 years and had no desire to go back. And about 3 years ago, I was getting ready and all of a sudden God came to me and said, get back into acting. And long story short, 2 weeks later, I'm starring in a film. And the film is called Night Mistress, and it's finally here. It's being they're showing it. The premiere is being shown at the International Hollywood Film Festival.
That's terrific, Sharon.
They gave me first billing, which I'm blown away.
I saw that on the credits. Yeah.
And it's a horror film. You know, I guess at my age, I just play horror films.
But you got a gig. You're back out there, and this will just be the first of many. So I can see a whole new career.
So if anybody's interested, and there'll be a lot of celebrities and red carpet. It's Friday at the Chinese Grauman Theater.
What time?
Yeah, I'm not sure because I have to be there early because of the red carpet. I'd say 5.
You can go online. Plus, it's on your Facebook page. You've got it on Facebook.
Right, just go to the international because there's other films showing, but this film that I'm starring in is making its debut, and they're the Hollywood Film International Hollywood Film Festival apparently loves it. So
that means it'll go through all the different degrees. You'll start winning awards, and you'll start going to more and more shows and get your little statues, and you'll have a second rebirth of your career in the new world. Is
that what that means?
Whatever we're in.
Yeah.
There is life after lockdown.
If we live long enough after what's going on.
After what's going on. Speaking of what's going on, but congratulations.
Rid of us. every way they can.
They're trying to get rid of us with a lot of different elements and chemicals and techniques and tacticals and things we're not going to discuss or mention on this show. But if you want to contact Sharon up there or me up there, we'll be more than happy to go through the whole list of what they're
Human glue. It's like
the doom and gloom. I've had anxiety. I've had fear. I've looked at different YouTube's videos, reading, and I just canceled a trip to Washington, D.C. I was being taking in 2 weeks because they're even threatening the shutdown of the government, which would mean TSA and the air control towers would be all messed up. And then to be in the middle of D.C. if everything's shut down, I don't want to be a part of it. It's too weird. So I canceled my trip. I'll wait until the
interesting. I'll
wait till spring.
I don't get frightened. I didn't get frightened with the whole epidemic. I didn't get frightened with, all of it. Glyphosate, I got that handled because you can control this. What we're going to talk about today, it was
scary. And this is where it's even worse. But the beauty is Sharon and I are involved in a company that can help you detox your body from what they are doing. And this is not just something little. It's they raised over $670 million. The Gates,
thanks to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Plus Andreessen Horowitz, Oprah, Katie, all these people, a ton of money, but it's more about the money than it is the health, as usual, because what's called the material data safety sheet includes the poisons and the ingredients. Why don't you talk about?
Yeah. So what we're talking about is a company called Apeel, Apeel. And what they do is they spray a film on your food after it's picked on all fruits and vegetables.
Think about avocados, cucumbers, carrots, apples, oranges, lemons, whatever.
Celery, spinach,
radishes, anything that grows.
Because it can extend the life of the food up to 5 times. The process is by keeping the oxygen out and the water in, and that stops the decay process. And it's going to replace the toxic wax that's now in the grocery store, apples and things like that, which you could at least soak and try and get it off. But
you keep talking. I'm going to go get my bag of carrots. I got to show everybody this. Keep talking.
And here's the scary part. It can still be labeled organic. Our FDA has approved it. And if you go to their website, there's a website, the Global Regulatory Approval. And it's interesting because in Europe and the UK, they'll spray it on the skins that can be peeled, like avocados, melons, pineapples, bananas. But in the United States, it's approved on everything, including organic, without any restrictions. And you can't wash it off. The Organic Review Materials Institute, and that's, you can Google OMRI, labeled it a crop, pest, weed, and disease control. They classify it as a fungicide, and we've been through the glyphosate. We've been through, we know what glyphosate is. You know what's interesting? I take that back. 80% of the people that I asked if you know what glyphosate is.
They don't know.
I have to say Roundup and Monsanto. And they've paid out over $30 billion
correct,
in lawsuits because they know it causes
cancer, disease, kidney failure, mutations,
and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. They have over 30,000 people in lawsuits still pending.
But it's a drop in the bucket to people like them. They'd rather pay that off and keep poisoning the rest of the world and make money.
Right.
Just stop a second. I bought these carrots in February. We are doing this show at the end of September. They are no different than when I bought them. And when I really looked at the bag, it says organic bio leak. In other words, it's not real carrots. Because I couldn't understand why I was out of town or why I kept them refrigerated. and it just says bio leaks. They're man-made. They're not carrots from the ground. They're biologically created carrots. People, we don't even know what we're buying anymore. You got to really look at the labels. And then these labels from Apeel are explaining what labels to look for. And there's pictures on their website. Even this company, I don't know what store, it says we do not sell produce treated with organic peel or Apeel. Watch for people becoming smarter to let you know what Sharon and I are trying to tell you, that there's more to being organic. And Sharon owned an organic restaurant. Sharon's been into detoxing bodies like I have for years. And they, out there, are going to even poison the, quote, organic food to poison us. Go on.
I mean, so what are the ingredients in Apeel? So it says it's like 0.66 citric acid. That doesn't sound harmless. But what's the other 99?
They didn't want to disclose it, but you said you found the ingredients. What is it?
So what are the other 99%? It's made from mono and triglycerides from oils. And so what is mono and triglycerides? It can be found in processed foods like coffee creamers, frozen dinners, ice cream, candy, soft drinks, and chewing gum. They're spraying that
On the organic food to still get sick.
And forget the trans fats. It's trans fats that is going to affect people's hearts like you can't believe. And it's not something that you would think of as organic. It also has, besides the trans fats, glycerol, heptane, ethyl acetate.
Nothing natural.
They're sanitizing our food with alcohol, acetone. That's what we take nail polish remover off. It contains heavy metals like lead, arsenic, cadmium, and mercury. And it's like all of Whole Foods is going to be carrying it, as far as we know. They don't have a sign that we're not going to be carrying.
At least not yet, unless there's a movement or something. When I was in college and studying public health, part of what I was into was industrial hygiene, which is all these chemicals in the industrial environment. Now it's becoming more and more prevalent in the food industry, more and more to get you wherever you're going. It's horrible. Yeah. It's horrible. But if you want to do the research, go to Organic Insider, go just Google Apeel, A-P-E-E-L, and start doing your own research. But the beautiful part is, this is where Sharon and I come in, just like with the glyphosates, we represent a line of products that will help detox your body. Why don't you talk about what people can do?
Well, it's really sad because your house is going to burn down. I mean, that's just the bottom line. So you have a choice. You're going to either sit there and let it burn down, or you're going to have a fire extinguisher and do something about it. And we need to take our power back. We're losing our power. I mean, they're taking our freedom. So if you can't grow your own food, and I'm a very social person, I like to go out to dinner. I know now that dinner
is contaminated with something.
If you go to an organic restaurant, it's going to have Apeel on it. We're screwed.
Wherever we go, there's all this toxicity. But if you start taking the right products to detox and cleanse your body, you'll be light years ahead of your family, friends, and neighbors, co-workers, because they're not educated and aware of what alternatives are there on a very inexpensive daily ritual to ingest pure superfoods and to detox and eliminate parasites and to get rid of the glyphosates from your body. So even if you are eating, which we have to do, you're still going to be cleaner on the inside of your body, so you're not as affected or at risk for some of these diseases they're trying to do. Gates is behind a lot of it. He would like to see, and this is quoting work I've read, he'd like to see, most 80% of us gone by the year 2050. He wants to see it while he's still alive. He just wants the planet to himself. I don't know that it's going to work out that way, but it's the people like Sharon and me who try to jump the bandwagon to educate you. as to what's going on, and then what products you can take to improve your health. Go on.
So just as important, it's treating the whole. It's not just detoxing. You need to put the nutrients back into your body that's pure. And we have a 90-day protocol. It's called the ULT, the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. And in those 90 days, you will be eliminating a lot of the glyphosate, plastics. I mean, those carrots, forget the carrots, the plastic that it came in, we absorb a credit card worth of plastic a week, okay? Heavy metals, and which is what the Apeel is, and which is what part of it is, and parasites. And all this information now is coming out about parasites and the cause of cancer. I mean, we all have parasites. It's in
Cancer's incidence is on the way up. Heart disease is on the way up. They're seeing hearts of cancer and heart disease they haven't seen before. My background's epidemiology, which my thesis was all on lung cancer back in the 70s. But there's an explosion now, and they are, during lockdown, they were saying that oncology was going to be the number 1 medical discipline to go into, which is cancer.
In the last 2 years, 279% of spike in miscarriages, 480% spike in breast cancer, a 551 spike in Guillain-Barré syndrome, a 269% spike in myocardial infarction, myocarditis, 468 spike in pulmonary embolisms, 291% spike in Bell palsies, 437 spike in ovarian dysfunction, and a 680% spike in multiple sclerosis. Why is this happening? And you can put the pieces of the puzzle together, but that's happened in the last 2 years.
2 years, and that was during time that we were in a lockdown, and that's as far as we can go on this show. However, do the math. 1 + 1 = 2. What happened? What did you participate in? What are you trying to eliminate now? How are you going to best protect you, your family, your children? I just dealt with a client of mine today who called. She's got breast cancer and she's pregnant. And I could not tell her what I know is probably true. I went around the bend to tell her what I could do for her without saying why she's probably affected, but she'll be okay. She's got 2nd stage breast cancer and she's pregnant.
Yeah. I mean,
it's hard.
It is hard. It is hard. I see it all around, I mean, and, look, I wrote a 500-page book on toxins, and that was 10 years ago. And
I was studying it 45 years ago in school, in public health school. It's not new. It's just, it's getting worse. It's just growing. It's a bigger. Here's the pure cure, everybody. Double your pleasure.
And I
with Dr. Winters.
Yeah. Well, I could be called that. No, I was an ND. I could be called that.
ND. All right. Now doctor.
I've been demoted. I'm just a naturopath. So, but
an up and rising film star.
What?
An up and rising film star.
Up and rising. I rose.
You're coming back. You're being reincarnated on the new level here. Frequencies.
But it's important to understand the protocol and the program that we work with, because it's going to be a game changer in your health. To have something that the food is so pure, you can be rest assured there will be no Apeel in it. It's totally pure food. It's nutrients, and there's a product that gets rid of the glyphosate. There's aminos that go into your muscles in 23 minutes, 99%.
It's pre-digested protein, all amino acids. That's right.
And then there's a green drink, and the green drink are superfoods. And one green drink is equivalent to 6 microgram of what is it called? The greens,
the spirulina and the wheatgrass and everything. It's all, but the way they've manufactured all this without impurities, without
That's what I was trying to think of, microgreens. So one serving is equivalent to 6 servings of microgreens, and microgreens are superfoods.
And they even give you your own little blender so you can drink right out of it. Do you have yours there? Yep.
And then you take a thing there. It's at night that is 6 servings of equivalent to 6 servings of antioxidants and blueberry value.
Right, but this is cherry.
It builds your own melatonin, which we have destroyed, and
it helps the circadian system your REM.
Repairs the serotonin in your gut, because the glyphosate, which causes leaky gut, 80% of our immune system's in our gut, and we make our serotonin in our digestive system, in our gut, and that's the happy hormone. The number one drug in this country are antidepressants.
Which is more medication, which is more chemicals, which is more addictive, which is more problematic, which is more money. And it's the whole round wheel. And a lot of doctors get a kickback from the FDA or the pharmaceutical companies for prescribing. So they're in it, or they get to go to Hawaii or the Caribbean, or they get their perks. It's all related. It's all related. You hear it in the political arenas, you hear it in the pharmaceutical arenas. And that's not even when it's about people, it's about you. Now, Country just popped up and asked if he was born with it. No, I mean, we all are born with something, and whatever you inherited from your mother when she was eating well, you were in gestation, but it's what we are breathing. It's in our clothes. It's in the food. It's in the sky.
We are born with all these pesticides
because the mother ingests it herself, so it's passed on to the fetus.
It's in breast milk. It's so sad what we've done. And one of the reasons why I do this and educate people is because I feel responsible of leaving what we're leaving to our younger generation. What kind of world are we leaving? We've created this monster, and I have to do my part. I mean, I have grandchildren, and I want to leave them a clean world, which we're not being able to do.
No, it's getting worse in various aspects, whether it's environmental, nutritional, whether it's medicinal, but even the financial world is changing. Everything is changing, people. We kind of went through what I called, when we went into lockdown, the hallway of transformation. And this whole shift is still supposed to go through to about 2030. So we're not done. We're in it. We're in this hallway of transformation. We can feel it. We can see it. Yes, we're back out there. Yes, there's still some parameters, but there's also some scary, confusing things coming down the pike I don't want to discuss on this show today, but we may put together a show where we won't be on YouTube or wherever we might get sounded, and we can get a little deeper into some of the topics. But for what right now, Sharon just mentioned that, and I've mentioned that 98% of disease starts in the gut. And what is leaky gut? Your intestines are very thin lined material of 26 yards of organs. So you can take your lungs, for example, and if you took your lungs, it would cover a football field. The intestines are at least 26 feet, the small intestines, and the large, I can't remember how many feet it is. We got a lot going on inside if you really took it apart. You want that to be healed.
Little parasites are enjoying everything.
They're enjoying everything. And then they say, and I was reading, like when we get headaches, like I've been off sugar 14 years, but when you're withdrawing from sugar or carbohydrates or junk food or cookies or baked goods and white flour, and you get headaches, that headache is because parasites are actively looking for sugar to feed. So your body's reacting with a headache, but it's really coming from the parasitical activity in the gut.
They also thrive on glyphosate and
all the negative
and heavy metals,
ingredients,
which we're getting rid of. So, and then
the beautiful part about this program is that there are 2 supplements that come with your package, not just the green drink or the cherry that shake at night or the amino acids, but there's the biome that detoxes your glyphosate. And then what is it? After 11 days, every 11 days or so, then you take a break, but it detoxes the gut of the parasites. You feel them coming out. I mean, you don't feel worms, but you know that your body's cleansing. It's a beautiful, beautiful program, people. And
awesome. And it's inexpensive. It's $12 a day for two servings of this and all of it. So, yeah. It's like somebody just he says, "What else? Where else are we going to eat?" I go, "I don't know. I don't want to eat anything else other than this because I know this is pure. I only want to, I only want to put pure food in my body. I don't like putting in junk in my body. I don't want to put packaged, processed. And now our fruits and vegetables in this country
are being sprayed with the Apeel to elongate the shelf life, people. Apeel is not very appealing, okay? The billionaires and the world controlling people think they're doing us a favor. They probably have their own organic gardens that they have privy to that don't have Apeel sprayed on the skins of fruits and vegetables. And God knows what they're feeding the livestock. Don't get me started on the food industry. It's too upsetting.
That's why if you're going to eat, if you're going to eat meat, then make sure it's
grass fed.
Grass fed.
But even grass fed can still have sprays and killers, disinfectants for the bugs, even in a grass fed field. Because years ago, it was stated that even Whole Foods that Bezos had talked about that only 30% of his store's ingredients and foods were actually really organic. That left 70% of everything else not organic in an organic store.
Well, when Amazon took it over, the whole game
got worse. Yeah,
the whole game changed. When it was, it used to be Mrs. Gooch's.
Mrs. Gooch's, of course. It all started and evolved over time, but a lot of people don't know that. It's not new. It's just getting worse and it's bigger. And the question is, how do you want to fix it?
You just can throw your hand out and get scanned. And yeah, it's like.
No, it's not the hand. It's not there yet. You just take your phone and they have their little QR code because everything's a QR code and you just go in. But you've got it on the towers now, wherever you go. It's not just 5G towers for your cell phones. There's little cameras everywhere. We're under observation on October 4th.
October 4th.
It's not news, but FEMA is running a test.
What day is that?
I'm not sure if it's a Tuesday or Wednesday, but I think it's a Wednesday at 2:20.
So there's a lot of information out. So on October the 4th, whether it happens or not, to protect yourself, you want to shut your phone off at about 11 o'clock for 2.5 hours.
Because the frequency of the sound has a brainwashing entity in the tone that you don't want to hear, which you don't want to absorb.
Right.
You'll live without your phone and the computers and the TV, right? The TV is smart TV.
Especially for those who have had the wacky doodle.
Yeah. If they had the thing, it's going to intensify it.
So, but if you've had you definitely want to take it.
You're going to be more prone to problems.
And if it doesn't.
The time zone is 2:22 Eastern, so adjust it to your own time zone. I think you're Central Time country, so it'll be about noon or 12. Your
it's
time,
our Pacific time.
It's 11 hour time at 11:22 because of 2 o'clock on the East Coast. So anywhere from like 10 in the morning, just shut everything off till 4 in the afternoon when it's over. Just you don't need to watch. You don't need to hear it.
If it doesn't happen on the 4th, they say it will happen on the 11th.
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
And then we're also supposed to go into the 10 days of darkness where all of us are shut out from the internet. I don't know. That's been going around for 2 years. Well, and that's still supposed to happen. There's so many controversies and spiritual conspiracies. We don't know what's what until it happens. But
I ordered a Faraday bag and at 11 o'clock, I'm putting my phone, turning it off and putting it in a Faraday bag for about 3 hours.
Okay. Yeah, you just don't want to be around it. You don't want to hear it, but it's going to be everywhere. Don't be in your car. It'll be on the radio. It's going to be on TV. It's going to be on your phone. And I don't think FEMA would put it on the government website if they weren't planning to go through with it. There's news. It's all over. Be careful.
And from what I gather, from what's happening in Hawaii, they're yeah.
Well, that was kind of set up also. I mean, that's, again, we can't really get into what we think we know, but we know. And, it just still, it's horrifying to me when I hear the stories of the parents huddling over their children that were found in the burnt out cars or the homes. And then we're just down the road, all the celebrity homes never got touched. It was just a certain area was hit.
Aren't there over 3,000 kids
missing? Can you imagine that the children are missing? But why are they missing? That's a whole nother show on a whole nother network, people. There's a lot going on that you may or may not be aware of. My sister thinks I'm a nut. My sister thinks I listen to the wrong people. And then I sent her something about about October 4th. She goes, "What are you sending me this for? What are you so upset about?" I said, "It's not what I'm upset about. It's you have to understand what it's for." "Oh, it's just an alarm." I said, "No, it's not." And I could not get into explaining to her, no, they're not going to change the date at all, Misty. No, not at all, because they're letting people know what they're doing. What the average person does not know is why.
Right. You know, when I was a little kid, we used to have
the sirens.
Right.
The big yellow horns, right?
Well, we used to have, this is an emergency broadcasting, and we did it. This is going to be a lot different.
Well, it's digital and it's controlled and it's sound frequency.
It's not too late to get a Faraday bag.
Why don't you explain what a Faraday bag is?
Get it. Talk. I'm going to go get it.
Okay. So what we're talking about, people, is there's changes going on in the world. I'm going to be 70 years old in a few months, and I would never in my wildest dreams have imagined that life as we know it on planet Earth would evolve into what we are changing into. You've heard about the one world order. You've heard about the attacks that they're trying to kill people, or that certain people died of certain things that happened the last couple of years, or disease has gone up, and it has. Again, I'll say my background's epidemiology. I got a degree in public health epidemiology, which is study of epidemics and diseases, and we just had a pandemic. I mean, I'm sorry, did I say that? We just had an epidemic and a pandemic that may or may not be as real as we see, but the outcome of some of the people, a lot of people are getting hurt. So here's a bag.
Here's a Faraday bag, and all you do is, here's your phone. You put it in the Faraday bag.
Because it'll absorb the radiation so it doesn't get out, right?
They can't find you.
They can't find you because they're trying to tag you. And
but you want to turn your phone off, because even if you turn your phone off, they can find you. And then you just double it up.
Yeah, they can't get through the material.
And that's it.
Where did you get yours?
Amazon.
Can't escape it. We're all part of the wheel. We're all part of it.
But I did Amazon because I wanted it fast. I mean, if you order today, I got it the next day.
Okay, I'll go online later and get mine, because I was also looking at a cartoon today. I don't know if I'll have to send it to you, but there was a woman breastfeeding her child. And what they did is she had the phone here, and they had a huge 5-gallon bottle of Coca-Cola or soda instead of her breast. So it was like all the, no, aluminum foil will not work. No, you need to get the bag that will absorb so that they can't. What's happening is the sound and the tracking is what they're doing. And you want to not be visible.
Mission Darkness.
Are we wacky? Who knows? Is life coming to an end? Only as we know it.
Better be safe than sorry.
Exactly. I mean, we were supposed to have, sirens and trumpets, and what was it? Last week we were supposed to have the rapture. That didn't happen. And I would rather know that this is different. This is on a government website. They don't play games with FEMA. They don't. I mean, FEMA helped me with the Red Cross when we had the earthquake in 1994 and I was displaced from my apartment. They got me out. They saved my life. Red Cross paid a month's rent and all that. So the agencies do great work. Some of it might be questionable, but that's up for you to decide, not me or Sharon.
When FEMA gives people in Hawaii $700 each, and they're staying at the Four Seasons for $1,200.
Yeah, right. And 700 is enough to give them maybe a take of gas and a meal.
Things have changed. Things are not what they seem. We're in Alice in Wonderland time.
It's the matrix. You got to figure out what your reality is. But the main thing is, with whatever reality you're in, you want to be healthy going through it. Never mind smoking dope and cigarettes and drinking wine and getting loaded. You want to take some really cool nutritional products, such as pure, unadulterated food, which are the superfoods that you can drink during the day, and take the detox and cleanse your system. And in 90 days, because I fought it at the beginning, I said, Sharon, I don't want to do this. Okay, I'll do it. And then have like 80 some odd days later during the summer, I said, I feel really good.
I get a phone call and I hear, oh my God. Hello? Oh my God. This really works.
I said, I feel so good. She goes, Linda, it's 90 days. It's like, okay, Sharon, thank you. No, there's a cleanse. There's a clarity. There's a peace. There's anxiety goes away. Certain fears go away. Certain pieces of the past, things that used to bother me, don't bother me. There's a cleanse, people, a spiritual, emotional, and physical cleanse just by drinking and taking a couple of capsules.
You know what's different about this? So we live in a drug-oriented society. And when the person who's sick, they'll go to a doctor, and the doctor's either going to drug or cut. A drug will never bring you back to a state of health. And it treats the symptom and not the source.
Yeah.
So the next step is people will go to a holistic doctor or a holistic
practitioner,
whatever.
There's hundreds.
And they, for the most part, are substituting drugs for vitamins, minerals,
or vitamins. Yeah.
And they're still treating the symptom and not the source.
And I get to the source as a metaphysical person. I go into the body. This particular product line hits the body. It gets to the muscles and tissues and organs.
Source. I have a good friend of mine. We'll bring her on one day. She has a biofrequency machine, which is phenomenal. I mean, it's mind-blowing. And she can see the whole body, what's going on. And she's the one who turned me on to these foods, actually. And she says, you need to see this. So here is what your body looks like. And then here, when you take a green drink.
Is she the chiropractor out in Calabasas you were talking about?
No.
Okay.
No. It holds the frequencies. This is the high, everything's a frequency. Disease is a frequency. It's the highest frequency food that you can put into your body. And some people take and they go, I don't feel anything. Well, you don't feel that tumor until it's been in your body for 5 years.
Or it's so big and then you need to have it out or you get sick, right?
A friend's best friend, they found a lump. Did you feel it last week or the week before? It doesn't just, here's a lump. Here it is. It takes 5 years to get that lump. Doesn't mean that you feel it. Just because
that happened to my mom. I'll use my mom as an example. She died of 4th stage lung cancer, but they only found it in January of 2009. And then my dad researched, and of course they lost one of the x-rays from August, which probably showed something developing. And how convenient that they lost the x-ray and she was gone in 2 months. Couldn't save her. It was too far gone. People, this is prevention. We all are at risk of something. And you've heard us talk about the DNA nutrition as well. And I said I'd bring my map on. I don't know if you can see it, but there's different colors.
Can't see it.
And it's too small, but the colors of the red represents the gene I inherited from both sides of my family. The green I was born with, everything else is yellow because I got something of my genetic makeup from one side of my family. What we are asking you to consider doing, getting into the ultimate lifestyle, detox your body, go through the 90 days, then start taking the DNA nutrition where you swab your cheeks, get your map, and keep your body going with the nutrition. Combine this with your green drink.
It's pretty incredible because what we're dealing with is epigenetics. Your DNA is the gun, what pulls the trigger is the environment. And by environment, it's everything that you're putting in, on, and around your body. In the course of a day, we're going through 30 to 50,000 different pesticides and chemicals. From the time you wake up, we're using toothpaste that's got fluoride in it. Shampoo, sodium lauryl sulfate is in it. Makeup, skincare, all of it. And that's epigenetic. So just because you have a green marker, let's say in your cholesterol, if you're doing toxins and not taking care of your health, doesn't mean you're not going to have high cholesterol.
Absolutely. This is just to help you eliminate or decrease your risk factors.
And everybody's taking nutrition, but somebody's medicine is somebody else's poison.
Well, the beauty about this on both companies is, especially this one with the DNA nutrition, is they customize and clinically dose what's right for you. I did make a copy of my ingredient list so I could show everybody, because if Sharon were to get her supplement list and we compare it to my supplement list, a lot of the supplements will be the same, but the ingredient levels would be different. Like my vitamin A, for example, I need 220 micrograms, which is 24% of my formula. But Sharon might only need 10 or 150. We don't know, because her DNA is not my DNA and my DNA is not your DNA.
Medicine is somebody else's poison. Just because something's right for somebody doesn't mean it's right for you, or the amount.
So when you're going to the store and you think, I need A, I need T, I need V, I need riboflavin, I need thiamine, I need choline, I need biotin, all the ingredients in this, you might go to the store and try to load up with that basket of 18 bottles, right, Sharon, where they do everything for you. They computerize it for you. They do all the calculations. They know what your body needs genetically,
right?
Customized. But we'd like you to detox, get stronger, cleaner, and stay that way with both, and you will be healthy. Now, the other fear out there is a food shortage. They're predicting a food shortage somewhere down the line. What are you going to do? As long as you have nutrition or the superfoods to drink, as long as you've got something going in your body that's healthy, especially, you're not going to starve. You might get hungry to chew something, but
the sad fact is we are starving. All disease is a malnourishment, meaning
that's a good way of looking at it too, that this nourishes the body with nutrient.
We no longer get nutrition from our food. When I was born, a cup of spinach had 1,200 milligrams of iron.
Well, how much nutrition is taken away with glyphosate?
Linda, let me finish, please. When I was born, a cup of spinach had 1,200 milligrams of iron. Today, it has 2. I'd have to eat 600 more cups of spinach to get
the same amount
value as when I was born, and we couldn't handle it. So all disease is a malnourishment. It's a starvation, and being overweight is a starvation, because there's only 2 reasons why someone's overweight. Their metabolism isn't functioning correctly, and all overweight people are malnourished, meaning the body isn't getting the nutrients that it needs. And when you go on a diet, you starve your body even more. You lose water, lean tissue, and you start storing fat cells. Those fat cells that you store multiply. So when you go off your diet, if you've lost 10 to 15 pounds, you're going to gain back 15 to 20 pounds, and it's all fat, and it becomes progressively harder to lose weight. So this is about nourishing your body. It's always about nourishing your body. It's about getting to the source and feeding your body what it needs. And you're not going to get it from food. When people say to me, client says to me, I eat healthy, I go, I want to know what that is, because I think it's impossible today, unless you're doing this nutritional protocol, to eat healthy. It's impossible. I don't look at food as my nutrition. This protocol is my nutrition. Anything else I eat is for fun, because I know I'm getting toxins, and I've just upped my glyphosate pill. I've doubled it because of what's going on now.
Are you doing 2 a day?
I'm doing 4 a day.
Wow. Okay.
We're supposed to do 2 a day, so I'm doing two twice a day, because we're being bombed. We're being bombed.
If people want to contact you about these superfoods, where can they reach you?
livinghealth24@aol.com. LIVING HEALTH24 at AOL.com. It's the best way.
And if you're watching the show on video, then you can see it, the banner going across the screen constantly. And I'm Dr. Linda at lindasalvin.com. But between the two of us, we're here to help you elongate your life, because there's more attacks coming out there in the world that we can't see. Just like learning that there's another peel or coating on the organic foods. God knows what's going on in the regular stores with all the glyphosates and the different types of coatings and what's going on. And as Sharon said, you can't wash it off. It doesn't wash off. You know, I was brought up, rinse the vegetables, rinse the fruit before you put it away. Then they say, no, you don't have to. But either way, you're going to be poisoned, just like these carrots that are 6 months old that should have rotted by now. They're not real carrots.
It's systemic. Well, the whole process of shrinking those carrots anyway is the way they do it is toxic. You never want to eat a baby carrot.
No, the little baby carrots have more chemicals on them, that you get those little ones as opposed to the large carrots that come out of the ground. They still have their green stems.
The baby carrots that used to have the little white, after a while has the white. Oh.
Is that what it is? It's like these that you think are really good. It's still fresh after 6 months. Doesn't make sense. It's usually 3 weeks or so, right? This is a 6-month-old carrot that looks the same as it did the day I bought it.
Yeah. It's going to be real interesting when people's blood tests now, they're going to see arsenic, lead, cadmium. It's all from Apeel. It's all from Apeel.
But we can appeal the appeal by repealing it if we get into detoxing our body properly with the ultimate foods that Sharon's talking about, and getting rid of the glyphosates and getting rid of the parasites, and feeding your body with the right nutritional values of the green healthy superfoods, and then getting you into the DNA nutrition for your genes on top of it. You put the two together. People, we found the magic cure. Sharon has gone through as many different products and companies as I have, looking for the best, looking for the top of the line, looking for the people that treat the people right, but also present their, do they test for those things other than an autopsy? Of course they do. Of course they do. That's what the blood test is for. And that's why even swabbing your cheeks are going to have blood tests in your panels. It's all there through your doctor. We don't do that, but we can get the basic genetic makeup for you doing the DNA.
Four tests that we do: healthy aging, awake hormonal, skin, and sports fitness.
Right. There's 4 different reports, about 100 pages.
Nutrition for the healthy aging.
That's the main one.
The other one is, the other 3 are information only. But everybody can have it. You know, it's like I got a call from or a text from yesterday. He's got heart issues, and he, wanted the name of a heart doctor. And I said, when you go there, tell me you have the MTRR gene. It's your heart attack gene.
Which I have in red, which is hot, which I know is coming down.
Here's what epigenetics is. I also have a red in the heart attack gene.
Well, look at your family.
My father died at 56 from his 5th heart attack. He had 3 brothers, and my brother died. If I didn't change my lifestyle when I was 25, I wouldn't be here.
Not true, Misty.
What I didn't see that.
She wanted to know if doctors will admit to this. A lot of doctors aren't even informed. A lot of doctors don't understand this. I've given this to so many people who have had strokes and heart attacks. They take it to their doctor. They go, oh, that's garbage. That's not real. I said, no, it's not true, Judy, because they're just not educated.
It's just like, just like one of the things that we test on there is your MTHFR. MTHFR. Google that.
It's nutrition. It's just nutrition. We've got 2 minutes left in the show. And all we're trying to do is educate you, but sign you up to become healthier. It's your responsibility. You guys are here every week. It's great, but we have a contact. You haven't contacted us, so it's to your benefit to reach out and get involved. And the beautiful part is you can help other people. It's not just us. You get involved and you turn other people onto it. It networks. You keep teaching everybody. So Sharon's got a debut of her movie this Friday night. If you're in Los Angeles and you're listening,
just contact the International Hollywood Film
Festival, or whatever they are, or just go online. And I guess if you Google Sharon Winters, you're going to come up.
I'll come up, but I don't know if I have information. Just if you want to come,
or
just
email Living Health 24 and she'll tell you.
Festival. I don't know if you can buy tickets there. I just don't know. So
Well, you're the star. You shouldn't have to, but I'm sure you'll look gorgeous. My friend Cappuccino's got her jewelry line on a lot of you guys, a lot of the actors, because I saw the last set of photos. So that's it for tonight, today, this afternoon, this morning, whatever time it is you're listening, wherever you are in the world. But do contact us off the air, Dr. Linda at lindasalvin.com or Sharon Winters at livinghealth24@AOL.com. We're here for you. We don't need to do this every week, but we're trying to help you understand that there's stuff going on out there that you might want to take some responsibility for and get ahead of the game before the game gets you. This is Dr. Linda with Sharon Winters on Transformational Tuesday. We're saying goodbye. Go get your blender, people, and start drinking. You got the purple now, the berry. Isn't it good? Because I was doing just the green, and then I got the berry.
I've got a combo in here.
Oh, okay.
I've got stuff for my heart. Nitric oxide is in there, and
Get the apple caramel. It's really good. That's the fiber. We'll get into that. I'll talk to you. Don't go away. Stay backstage.
Stay healthy.
We'll see you soon. Take care. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed Transformational Tuesday. You can reach Dr. Linda at 888-509-1077 or at lindasalvin.com. And Sharon Winters at www.wintersway.com. That's Winters with a Y. Or email livinghealth24@AOL.com. Need a breakthrough of your own? Ready for answers or insights nobody else has? Reserve your own one-on-one in-person chat. Dr. Linda isn't just for other people. Dr. Linda gets results for you. And it's easy. Contact details are on screen now. Just click on lindasalvin.com or call toll-free 888-509-1077. That's lindasalvin.com or toll-free at 888-509-1077.